Moms, have you ever wondered why your daughter is hiding food? It's easy to brush it off as just sneaking snacks, you know? But what if I told you it could be something much more deeper? Something that could affect her mental and emotional well-being for years to come. Today, we are going to talk about the hidden struggles behind secret eating, especially for plus-size teen girls. Hi, I'm Dr. Kamika Baylor, and as a healthcare provider and adolescent specialist for plus-size teen girls, I am here to guide you through a topic that many parents might feel uncomfortable discussing, but it is absolutely critical to your daughter's well-being. We're going to explore why food hiding happens and how you can recognize the signs and, most importantly, what to do to support your daughter in a way that builds her confidence and promotes her health without reinforcing harmful diet culture and those messages that come along with that. Stick with me, and in the next 20 minutes, I am going to promise that you'll walk away with practical tools and insight that can make all the difference in your daughter's life when it comes to her journey with weight loss, wellness, and her overall health. First, I'd like to tell you a story about a girl we worked with named Cassie. Cassidy is 14, and her mom Laura started noticing that food was disappearing from their pantry. Snacks, cookies, chips, you name it. It was missing, okay? And at first, Laura thought Cassie was just going through a phase, or maybe she was just hungry. You know, she's getting a snack after school. But then Laura found empty wrappers under the bed. She found stashes of snacks and candies and different things under Cassie's bed. And Laura was very confused about this and worried. Why would her daughter feel the need to hide food? Laura thought back at all the times she had encouraged Cassie and watched her to see if she had ate her food and if she was making healthy choices or controlling her portion size. But it wasn't until they had a heart-to-heart conversation that Laura realized the impact of those well-meaning comments that she made to Cassie. They were meant very well, but they were having an impact that Laura was not expecting. Cassie wasn't just hiding food, she was hiding her feelings of shame, guilt, and fear. She was worried that eating in front of others would lead to more comments about her weight, more judgment, and more pressures to change who she was. Cassie felt like she couldn't even enjoy food without feeling bad about it. The story is not unique that I'm telling you about Cassie and her mother Laura. Many plus-size girls feel the weight of societal expectations and often turn to food, to hiding, and as a way to cope with these pressures. But as a mom, we have power to change that narrative. You may not believe it right now, but you really do. We can help our daughters build a healthy, positive relationship with food and their bodies. But it starts with understanding the why behind these behaviors. Let's break this down. Okay, we want to look at the main reasons why your daughter may be hiding food and what it really means. The first thing we want to go into this main part is emotional comfort. For many teens, especially those who are plus size, food can become a source of comfort during stressful periods, no matter the source, but a degree of stress is happening for them. It could be at home, at school, relationship, parents, friend, family members, a test coming up, any type of stressful environment. That could be productive stress or harmful or negative stressors, okay? But food can be used as a source of comfort during those times. And whether it's dealing with what she had to do at school, or worrying about her body issues, or feeling like she just doesn't fit in, food can offer a temporary escape. But when food becomes secretive, it often becomes a sign that your daughter feels she cannot openly express her needs or emotions. Okay? So that brings me to my second point. Shame and guilt. Society sends constant messages that certain bodies are more acceptable than others. Now we know this. And this can make your daughter feel like she needs to hide her eating habits. This is not a new phenomenon. It has been happening. It has been something that you probably dealt with and your mother dealt with before. But it does not lessen the degree of what she's feeling just because it's something we know about or something is familiar. We know that's what society sets as norms is not fair, is not always true. But it still is here. It still is present. And girls are still going through this in their time, in their own way. So we have to be considerate of that. She might feel ashamed of enjoying food or guilty for eating something that hasn't been labeled the best thing to eat, okay? Or it's unhealthy. This guilt can lead to secretive behaviors like hiding food or eating in isolation. Now, you remember Cassie? Cassie loves to bake, okay? She likes to bake things with her mom, cookies, cakes, whatever. She's become quite the little baker, okay? And after hearing comments about how too much sugar isn't good for you, she started baking less and less. She did bake cookies from time to time, but she often would just do that really quickly, put them together when maybe before her mom got home or when her mom was in her room or her dad was out in the yard. She'd make the cookies and she sneaked them to her room and she would eat the cookies in her room, feeling both satisfied but also feeling ashamed at the same time. This is a hobby she enjoys. She enjoys the sweets. She does it pretty well, but cookies have been labeled bad because of the sugar. But she still finds joy in making them and she finds comfort in eating them. So instead of getting that look or hearing someone's comment, she makes them in secret and she eats them in secret because she cannot express how she feels about baking the cookies, and she can't express what is going on, why she needs to eat the cookies for comfort. So this cycle of baking them in secret and eating them in secret has gotten out of control. Third point, fear of judgment. Your daughter might feel afraid of being judged for what or how much she eats, especially if she's already self-conscious about her weight or her size or how big or tall she is or how her body proportions. This fear can make her retreat into secretive eating, hiding the food, eating in isolation, where she feels less exposed of criticism and negative comments. Imagine Maya. Maya, who always felt like she was being watched at the dinner table. Every time she put food on her plate, she imagined what others might be thinking. She should eat, but should she really be eating that? Those are the kind of questions. They wanted her to eat, but maybe you shouldn't have that, Maya, is what she heard. Or, no wonder she's gaining weight. Look what she's eating. Those kind of comments. And so, to avoid judgment, Maya started eating alone in her room, where she felt safe from prying eyes or pointing fingers or raised eyebrows at the dinner table. And that brings me to our fourth point here, and that's family dynamic. Sometimes food hiding is a response to family pressure or family dynamic around eating and weight. If there's a lot of focus on diet, weight control, or healthy eating, your daughter might feel that she has to hide her true eating habits to avoid conflict and disappointment. Now, oftentimes, when children are younger, we encourage them to clear their plate, finish the food, don't get up until you eaten everything, which kind of starts this bad relationship with food. It's a pressure that's been placed on them, and that they later place on themselves to clear the plate or finish everything, or not to not waste anything. And then subsequently, some children start to put on weight. But that reinforcement or that teaching of to finish the plate, that didn't disappear. That's been with them since they've been learning on food etiquette and meal etiquette and dinner time, and what is not wasteful, and how we should behave when we're eating, and what finished looks like. So when they started gaining weight, it doesn't just go away because now we see that they need to cut back a little bit. We've gave this negative enforcement to finish, to not waste things. And so that is still within them. It's internalized. And that is what they do. They're trying to finish the plate. They're trying to do a good job. They're trying not to waste anything. And that adds to the reason why they're not able to lose weight. And it also becomes a source of judgment from different family members, because the expectation is to not waste things, but is not to overdo it. But that correlation was not taught to the child when they were younger. So when they get older and you just talk about, oh, that's too much, you're overdoing it now. Now they're feeling judged for doing what they were taught to do. Finish. Don't waste anything. And it tastes good. It makes them feel good. So they're being judged because they're finding comfort in the food, and they're being judged because they really like the food. And sometimes this is more prominent in different cultures of what's enough or what is too much, and the need to be thin, or the emphasis on being thin. So grandma may be thinking she's helping by mentioning that that may be too much potatoes this time, or are you sure you want that extra spoon of yams, or are you sure you need that helping of rice or chicken? That could be damaging because we've taught them to finish the food, and now we're judging them for doing that same thing. That's how they feel. So what do? They begin to eat in secret, or they'll put that extra that they like on for dinner up and save some to take into their room and eat later. Or they'll get up at the night and heat up some more of that they liked because they weren't allowed to get any more because grandma didn't think it was a good idea. And so that's where the sneaking comes into play. I want to tell you about Shauna. Imagine Shauna, a 16-year-old who found comfort in her favorite snack after a tough day at school. But every time she reached for that snack, she heard her mom's voice in her head, reminding her to be careful or save some room for dinner. Eventually, Shauna started to hide when she got that snack. Not because she wanted to be secretive, but because she didn't want to disappoint her mom or feel guilty for needing a little comfort. Let me remind you of the key points that we discussed today. And the first one is, food hiding is often more than just eating. Okay? It's about more than that. Most of the time. It's about emotions, self-esteem, and the pressures your daughters face. The second key point is that this behavior can be a sign that your daughter is struggling with feelings of shame, guilt, or fear. And it's important to approach this issue with compassion and not criticism. Let's recap the key points I want to bring out today in this talk. And the first one is, food hiding is often about more than just eating. It's about emotions, self-esteem, and the pressures your daughters face. And secondly, this behavior can be a sign that your daughter is struggling with feelings of shame or guilt, or maybe even fear. And it's important, it's very, very important to approach this with some compassion and not criticism. And thirdly, understanding why your daughter is hiding food can help you support. You can help her. You can support her in a way that fosters a positive relationship with food and her body. And those are the three things that I think will go a long way at helping you help your daughter with this behavior of hiding food, or feeling the need to hide. Because she's hiding the food, but she's also hiding her emotions and hiding the fact that she needs to do this. The need to do this is what she's hiding. The most important thing to do is to create a safe, supportive environment. where your daughter feels loved and accepted for who she is, not just how she looks, okay? Focus on wellness, not weight. Encourage open conversations about food and body image. And listen to her feelings without judgment. Don't talk so fast. Listen first. You're the mom. So yes, you are supposed to correct her when she's going in a way that is not safe. But listen first. Listen without judgment, without criticism, into the whole story before you say anything, okay? And when you respond with compassion and not criticism. Remember, your goal is to build a healthy, balanced relationship with food that will last a lifetime. Not till next week. Not till when you're around, just when you're around. It's when you're gone. She's on her own. It's just her. She will have a good relationship, a positive relationship with food, and she will not have to do these negative behaviors. If this video resonated with you, please consider sharing it with other moms who might be going through the same thing, okay? You definitely are not alone. And we can all do this. It does not have to be lonely. We can do this together. There is a body of moms out here wanting to do the best for their daughters. And I know that you are one of them. So, we can support each other. And we can support our daughters. And your daughter, our daughters are going to become stronger. They're going to be confident. And they're going to be young women that are going to be able to advocate for themselves. They're going to live a well life. More tips and resources, visit my website at www.drkamika.com, or you can visit us on IG at dr.kamika Baylor. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, and we are on Facebook. But mostly we want you guys to get in community and get support for yourself so that you can support your daughter. Thank you for watching. And remember, you're doing an amazing job. You're an amazing mom. And you have an amazing daughter. So let's keep supporting our daughters with love, compassion, and understanding. Thank you. Bye-bye.